Hey guys, it's Rhea. So today I wanted to do a pinup look that is appropriate for around the holidays, whether you have Christmas coming up, New Year's, or just, you know, any other holiday you celebrate. But I was thinking about doing gold glitter, and then I was thinking it would also be fun to make it kind of a pinup look. So that's what we're gonna do. I am not great at hair, and I certainly don't know how to do those cool rolls and stuff. So we just go on with regular hair in this one. And if you want to look up some pinup hairdos, just, you know, Google it because I can't help you there. So let's just start by using some primer. I'm going to use the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Start Instant Perfecting Primer. I just want smooth skin. I just want to fill in my pores. I'm not really, you know, worried right now about mattifying or anything like that. I'm going to use the Dior Skin Forever Foundation. Mine is in the shade 022. This is a pretty full coverage mattifying foundation, and I want kind of a demi-matte finish to go with the pinup look. I'm going to color correct using an old standby Benefit Erase Paste, and then I'm going to go in with concealer, and I am going to do, you know, the two big triangles, and I'm also going to highlight my chin, nose, and forehead. And I'm using the YSL All Hours Concealer. This is in the shade 40 PB2. I want to set everything, make sure everything is nice and demi-matte. I did take a good long stroll through Google Images yesterday and just looking up vintage pinup photos. A couple things that definitely stood out to me are not really luminous skin. Like everything is a little bit more, you could tell there's a little bit of makeup on the base, and also definitely red lips, very heavy lash line, like very dark black lash lines, and very much blush. Now I don't know how much blush I'm going to do in this look, but if you Google like vintage pinup photos, those girls are wearing a lot of blush. So I just want to bake my under eye. I want to set it so there's no creasing. I want to set it so that it stays. Like if I'm going to wear this look out, which I probably would, it's not really a daytime around the house look, I want it to last, right? So I'm going to heavily set my under eye, and then I'll also set the other areas where I highlighted. And I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, which I find does give a little bit of a brightening effect. So to set the areas where I highlighted, I always find that it just kind of gives it that extra brightening. And I'm going to just quickly do my eyebrows off camera, and I will come right back. Okay, so I zoomed you right in. Sometimes my camera decides that it wants to go all wonky when it's zoomed in, so we'll try our best. Did my eyebrows, and I put on some MAC Paint Relief for my base. So now I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona green brown palette, and really you don't need this. You can use any neutrals, because all I'm going to do right now is slap a few things in the crease, because I'm going to cut the crease and then go in with a gold shadow. So going in with any fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into a pretty warm brown, kind of a mid-tone brown, but it definitely has a lot of warmth to it. And I'm going to put that kind of right above my crease. And I always like to kind of flick it out just slightly out here so that I'm going to end up creating that V shape, right? So that's what I do. I end up creating it kind of on my own by, I don't want to say drawing it on, but you guys know what I mean. But just above the crease on me. Now I have a lot of space between my crease and my eyebrow, so I've kind of discovered over the years that I need to go fairly high up, otherwise it looks a little bit strange on me. But obviously do what works for your eye shape. If you have less space, go a little bit lower, maybe go right into your crease. Now some people might want to actually go back in with a product like MAC Painterly and carve that crease out first, but because I'm going to be using a very chunky glittery eyeshadow and I'm going to be using a glitter glue anyway, I don't really need to do that in this instance. So all I'm going to do is put the glitter glue all over my lid, and I'm going to be going right up into the crease here. And then I'll apply the eyeshadow. So again, I'm going to be using a Natasha Denona eyeshadow. This is from the eyeshadow palette number 10. It's called True Gold, but it can be purchased separately. However, again, you don't need this particular one. I just like this one because it is uber glittery and it looks really good all over the lid. So you could use any gold eyeshadow for this though. Or you could also go in just with like a yellow eyeshadow, and then if you have gold glitter that you could put on top, or like a liquid gold eyeshadow, maybe like a Stila product, the Magnificent Metals, that would also work too. So this is pretty much how I want it to end up looking. Like I said, pretty soft look. I'm actually using two different brushes that are the same. I'm using this 242 from MAC to apply the glitter glue, and then I'm using this one to apply the product, just because I don't like putting glitter glue into an eyeshadow when I touch down into it. You kind of want to be precise with the glitter glue. You do have to work quickly with it. So my advice would be to practice ahead of time if you've never used it before, because you do have to apply the eyeshadow on top of it pretty quickly after applying it, and that's why we do one eye at a time. So now is when I'm going to wipe away any and all of that fallout. There is quite a bit of glitter fallout, and also just wipe away that baking. And now, because I really just want to define that crease as much as possible, I'm using the Tarte Eye Jewels glitter liner. This is in the shade White Gold. Now you could use any type of glitter liner that you have. You could even do a different color, but I like that this is almost the same shade because it kind of defines the crease and it makes it that real nice cut crease, but it's not like completely different. It kind of melds everything together, in my opinion. The only thing you have to be super careful with this product is that it is very wet, so you have to keep your eyes pretty much closed the entire time until it is fully dry, because I've had it transfer on me before when I opened my eyes too quickly and it transferred to my upper lid, so just be careful with that. So I'm just going to go back into that warm brown and put some of that underneath my lash line, just to kind of balance everything. I am not going to go too crazy like I said. So that's it for the eyeshadow, but I am going to do a nice wing liquid liner. Winging it out is definitely vintage pinup for sure. And I'm going to use the NYX matte liquid liner. The reason I'm using this and not my Physicians Formula one is because this goes over glitter eyeshadow way easier. It's a little bit more difficult to work with because of the brush applicator, but if you've used it before and you're experienced with it, it really is way better in going over that chunky type of eyeshadow than any other pen type eyeliner, in my opinion. I also want to go further into my inner corner and really kind of create that little pointy triangle look. Three, two, one. So for this I am using a pen liner, but I think you can kind of see the difference between the two. It really just elongates that eye even more. I'm going to contour with Too Faced a Chocolate Soleil in Medium Deep as my contour shade. Decided we need to zoom out a little bit more just to do the rest of the face. So I'm going to bronze using this. This is the Bali Sands from Becca Sunlit bronzer. This is my winter bronzer because it is definitely a lighter tone. I wanted to do kind of a peachy, warm, but matte blush that is going to be pretty subtle. Even though a lot of pictures had very rosy cheeks, I think that should kind of stay in the past and just something kind of matte and pretty as a blush. So I immediately thought of the Balm blushes because they definitely have that vintage kind of pinup vibe anyway. Like, look at that girl on there. See what I'm saying about the heavy blush? Anyway, so this is Frat Boy from the Balm. I love the Balm's blushes, especially Down Boy, but this Frat Boy, I think you could see, is more of like a peachy, everyday nude, and I think it's going to go really well with this kind of warmth. So as you can see, I'm not skimping on the blush, but I'm also trying not to go super overboard as well. Now for highlight, I'm going to use this. This is the Dior Precious Rocks. It's the same as the regular 002, it's just the holiday edition where it's got a little bit of a different design in it. And this is a pretty subtle highlight. Now, when I was looking at all these pictures kind of studying this, I didn't see a ton of like that fresh, youthful, like everybody looked youthful, but it wasn't that glowy skin trend that we have nowadays, that's for sure. So I'm really just wanting a subtle glow to the tops of my cheekbones, and I'll put a little bit on my cupid's bow here as well. And that's about as far as I'm going to take the highlighter. I'm going to do my lashes. Today I'm going to use the Ardell Faux Mink lashes in 812. They're definitely just kind of pretty wispy lashes that'll give me that kind of, whoop, where are you? That'll give me that kind of darkness at the lash line that all of the pinup pictures kind of have. You could definitely do mascara only, but I always find when I do a winged eyeliner that it's not really evened out. The winged eyeliner always looks a little too heavy for only mascara, but again, do what works for you and what you're comfortable with. So one last touch on the eyes, I just want to put some nude liner in my waterline. I just want my eyes to look big and doll-like as possible. And finally, for the lips, of course, I'm going to do bright red lips. So I only own one red lip liner, and that's because it's so amazing. This is from Essence. It's the lip liner in Femme Fatale, super creamy red. And then this is the Sephora Cream Lip Stain, and it's in shade 03. I think it's called like strawberry something or other. I'll be listing all the products down below, but I like this red because it's got just a touch of pink in it, and I find that on my skin tone that is pretty flattering. So I personally love this look with the matte lip, but the vintage look tends to have very, very shiny, pouty lips. So I just wanted to be able to show you both looks, so I'm going to add a gloss to the top. And this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss. This is in the shade Punchy Red. So here is the final look. Here it is with the glossy red lips. I do like them. I think they are more vintage, but I think for a modern twist, the matte red lip looks a little bit more modern. So leave it up to you, but I just wanted to be able to show you both ways. I really think this is going to be a super, super fun kind of twist on a classic look for holiday. So if you recreate this, please let me know. Send me your pics through Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter or whatever. You know how to reach me. But I hope that you really enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. I put up 3 videos every week, and I'd love to have you around. That's it for today. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you're speaking kindly to yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.